pills.
All right. So, interesting to see a double pill on anybody's first pill. Adelito decides to use that in a way that makes the most sense. He's going to set up for those blues down there to be horizontal, and looks like he is getting ready to put a big combo together. Interesting, he didn't drop it then. There it goes, and yeah, does take a slight early advantage, and the time is about the same for both of our players.
Exactly. He does have about a 5 virus lead at this point, still early in the match. Um, Dawn, though, his board is a little bit higher up at this point than Adelito's is. So hopefully he can bring some of that down without a whole lot of drop time.
One of the benefits to having it up that high on the board, though, is you don't have to wait as long for your pills to get down to where you need them to be. So he'll be able to make
Mhm.
some faster plays, and in fact has done so. Is moving his board quite a bit down. It's Adelito though just really rocking this one out, going to get the pills that he needs to be out at a 117. So really good 8 for him.
Exactly. A 117 is a good time coming out of 6, and this
Oh,
is
definitely.
Adelito coming out of 8. So, again, we've mentioned it a lot. Um, he's scary
Yeah, most
in
machines
in the
are.
best way possible. Adelito is very scary.
It's, I mean, you keep hearing about AI. I haven't been completely convinced that's not what Adelito is. As Dawn out at a 149, also a good time.
Oh,
Uh, wow,
that
there's just a
clear from
whole lot of
Adelito.
pills.
Wow.
I
Adelito
understand
had a
there's some viruses in there
gigantic
too.
clear. Yeah. Um, I do like what Don has set up. He's gonna use that double yellow to his advantage. There is a little bit of blue over on columns 1 and 2, which you can't necessarily use later on, unless he uses them horizontally. He doesn't have any other blues in those columns. Um, but Don is a very creative player. I'm sure he'll be able to figure out a way to use the pills or get rid of them in a very creative manner.
Yep. Efficiency, creativity, really the hallmarks of the games at this level. Really great swim there from Don. That is not an easy one to do. He is on medium speed, which makes it slightly easier, but that was lightning fast reflexes. That really would have worked even on high speed. So, really good play there from Don as we see Adelito already out sub 315. I didn't quite catch the time, but he is into level number 10. This is our 8 to 11 block, and we are continuing on a best of three.
Don was trying to set up something um, for all of these reds. He was trying to set that up earlier, and something broke it. So he had to set up the combo again. Um, but he's been doing really well. I like what he's got set up in his column 6. Um,
Interesting the choices that he's made not to
woo!
that could be dangerous. Alright, yeah, the choices that he made not to go ahead and undertuck that yellow. He had the blue sitting on top and just didn't decided not to work with that, so, it's gonna take him a little bit of time. Don's so far keeping himself
Uh,
out of danger. I'd like to see that top line drop at least 1. He's having to be very much on the money. There's 1 blue,
he's
2 and 3, he is
this
out.
is yeah, this is where oh, and a very nice tee, looking over at Adelito's side. That is where medium speed can really help you. If you're in that situation, that's very hard um, to execute well on high speed to get around all of those viruses, all of those pills that you have at the top of your board in the right amount of time.
I'd say it's also a situation where keyboard play is helpful as,
Yes.
you don't have to be pushing. You've got more options with your keyboards. So
Mhm.
Dawn, unless things have changed, very much a confirmed keyboard player,
Well,
and
both of these
I
players
got
are
to think
confirmed keyboard players.
yes, yes, I got to think that's helping out just a little
As
bit with Dawn
as
being able
a
to survive
as
that.
also a confirmed keyboard player, I do like when we have multiple of us in the same match.
All right, so we've got Adelito in his final level. We've got Don working his way towards the bottom of this level 10. He's got the option here. Looks like he's gonna, yeah, he gets enough yellows or enough reds over on that right hand side to be able to take everything out horizontally there. Is gonna need some red blues or something to make this really work out for him and just not getting him from the dock. These blues will be helpful though.
And he's setting up, I believe, for a potential fat log on the bottom if he wanted to, but he's able to take those yellows out. Together, he'll be at a 614, but Adelito has a 30 virus lead at this point.
Yeah, Adelito didn't run into any of the virus slowdowns, the pill requirements that Dawn had. So on top of just really top level play because it's Adelito, and yeah, that's why we're seeing him in the position that he is in right now. He's looking at it won't be a sub 7 unless the next 3 pills are very yellow and very fast. And it looks like he is going to get there. 658 for Adelito coming out of level 11. And taking a quick look at our hot times board, that is not a hot time, but it's still sub 7, and sub 7s are amazing.
Exactly. That's that's something that I potentially want in level 6 to 9. I know it's not great, but that's still what I shoot for, and Adelito can do that an entire round after.
Yep. And we already have readies from both of our players, so gonna be a quick reset here. Let's see what the dot gives us in
I
three,
believe
two, one.
Dawn has moved over to high speed. He is on fever. Adelito is on chill.
Uh, I have made the swap to high speed in the middle of a match before. It's not always not always the friendliest thing to do, but we'll see how it treats our friend Don as he's got a pretty good board to start off with. I think I like it better than what Adelito's got. Is Adelito doesn't really have a use for yellow right now outside of strategic garbage and really doesn't have a whole lot of use for blue either. He's going to find a spot right there and now has worked his way out of blue. He's got plenty of yellow, but now doesn't have room for blue.
Like that crossover there from Dawn. He is waiting on a double red. He wants that double red for those reds in columns 2 and 3. But he is doing a good job. I like that offset fat log as well. He's doing a good job of using anything that is not that specific double red in order to clear out other viruses on his board.
If memory serves, Don was a longtime SNES player before he joined up as Adelio out at a 117. That is a version of this game where you can trust to get those double pills. This one, not so much. And the doc is really
Mhm,
showcasing that at the moment. Don has the option to build up on the left hand side. Look like that's what he is going to do.
mhm.
And there we go. So two singles makes a double out of 145. I know what people are probably thinking if they're just looking over at Adelito's board. What kind of a mess is that? I got to imagine
It's
that
gonna
we're
be
about to find out
amazing
very
when it
quickly.
happens.
Yep, that should be it right there. There we go. So he gets most of that worked out. He does have a bit of garbage still left, but it won't be anything too difficult to get away from, especially with that coming down. Yeah, just good plays from Adelito as Dawn is playing catch up and is only a baker's dozen of viruses behind.
And Alito is going to set up potentially Fat Log. Doesn't need to. Um, that's something that is very hallmark of Adelito is he will make setups where he can take something out in multiple ways. He might, yeah, he's going to take that one red out. He also had, if excuse me, if something else had happened, he could have taken the two reds out together. Um, and that is something that we see Adelito do all the time, all the time.
Yeah, I always think of Packy when see people talking about multiple methods of clearing something because that's one of the first ways I learned to do end games is learning from Packy when he said, you know, you want to be able to handle things in multiple directions, and that's yeah, that Adelito just says we'll do that not just in the end game, we'll do it all the time.
Exactly. Dawn needs a lot of red in this end game.
Yep,
Um, and
interesting call out.
unfortunately, those reds over on the right side of his board, he could not necessarily take them out in a T. That would always be I love those setups, so that's the first thing I look for. Um, he is out and into his level 10. I like this. Very good play from Dawn on both sides of that.
Unfortunately for Don, Adelito just has a really nice double built board. Almost everything in his end game is set up in doubles, and you can see he's gonna get a quad.
Ugh.
He's gonna get a quad in NES. What is happening here?
And then all he needs is one red.
Out of
There we go. He's gonna
433.
be out. Oh, very nice combo there again from Dawn. So I think in columns 5 and 6 that red blue, I do think that might have been a misflip. Um, sometimes that can happen on keyboard if you're trying to get one out and it something's not working and you just kind of say, "Hey, I'm trying again." Oh, very nice. Uh, drop fat log there as well.
It's really fascinating to switch back and forth between these players because, again,
Mhm.
every time I look over at Adelito's board, I go, what's he doing? I know he's doing something. I just don't know what it is. And then, you know, he drops
It
the
it's
combos, the garbage
it's
goes
so
away,
big
everything's
brain that
beautiful.
we don't know.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Oh, but I like how Dawn's gonna try to take out everything and these last 4 pills all in one.
ooh,
There we go,
yes.
he's out at a 544.
Those T clears really they used to be something back a couple of years ago when the tournament was still younger. That used to be something that you would see rarely and only among like the highest elite players were able to think through those clears that way. And now it's just a standard play and it's really fun to see.
Mhm. And Adelito with more of everything over on that side of the board that I don't know it's happening, but it
It's definitely
always
happening.
just makes us say, "Wow."
Yeah. So Don with some really good double setups here is going to get. Okay, looking for that red yellow. There it is. It's going to get some drop clears. It's going to leave some garbage, but it's just a couple of pieces. And one of those pieces he could find a use for if the doc is willing. We'll see what's going to happen there. Looks like that is the
Adelito puts
plan.
up another sub 7, he's at a 652.
Wow. All right, and that is going to put Adelito through to tomorrow's semifinal set.